All right, we're on 2-9, which is dividing real numbers. This is our last section for chapter 2. Yay! And hopefully this stuff is kind of familiar for you with division. Okay, so the definition of division. Okay, so the definition of division. For real numbers, non-zero A and B, A divided by B is the same as A times 1 over B. Okay, so you can think of it as a fraction. Because again, dividing is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. By the reciprocal. And we know that. We know what reciprocals are too. Okay, so the rules for division. If two numbers have the same sign, then their quotient is positive. So if it was a positive divided by a positive, it's still positive. If it's a negative divided by a negative, the negatives cancel out, so it is then positive. Now if two numbers have opposite signs, their quotient is negative. So a negative divided by a positive is a negative, and a positive divided by a negative is a negative. So we see that negative is on the outside, and we have a negative by the 4. Now the negative can go to either one. Okay, it goes to either one. So you can either bring it to the top, bring it to the bottom. So, but regardless, they're going to be canceling each other out. So now we just have 24 divided by 4, which is 6. Simple enough. And then again, you could think of it as 24 times 1 over 4. Again, either one. Simplify. Now, this one looks complicated because it's basically saying we have negative 8 and we have to divide it by 64 over 3. So I'm going to rewrite it like that. Negative 8 divided by 64 over 3. Well, we know that dividing is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So if I say negative 8 and I can multiply that by 3 over 64, because that's the reciprocal of 64 over 3, and then I can just multiply. I know that's over 1, and I know that it's going to be negative because it's a negative divided by a positive, so therefore it has to be negative. So now I'm just going to, I'm going to reduce, so we have, that's 1 and that's 8, so now we have 3 over 8. So negative 3 over 8 is your answer. All right, this one. Okay, so I'm going to kind of leave the y by itself in the sense of I'm going to just simplify this first and then have the y there. Since it's a positive divided by a negative, we know it has to be negative. And 45 divided by 5 is 9. So we have 9, and then don't forget the y. And the y was at the top, so it still stays there. Now, questions about division. Why can you never divide by 0? Good question. Well, I'm going to write a little thing. Dividing by 0 is like multiplying by the reciprocal of 0. But 0 doesn't have a reciprocal. So therefore, you cannot divide by 0. Now, if you remember, when we talked about reciprocals, I said that, again, you think you just kind of flip them. That is true in most cases. But the thing is, two numbers are reciprocals if they multiply to equal 1. But we said before, 0 times 1 over 0, we can't do that because 0 times anything is 0. So therefore there's no reciprocal for 0 because you can't equal 1 ever. So therefore that's why you cannot divide by 0 because there's no reciprocal. Okay? Can't do it. Now, can you divide 0 by any other by any number other than 0? Yes. And if you want to get if you want to see what that is, an example of that is saying 0 over 5. So you can have 0 fifths. that is equal to 0, because again, if you think about it, that's like 0 times 1 divided by 5, the definition of division, and that equals 0. So you can have 0 divided by a number other than 0, but you cannot have some number divided by 0, okay? Is division commutative? No, because 8 divided by 2 is 4, but 2 divided by 8 is 0.25, so they're not the same. Likewise for associative, no. Again, we'll do 12 divided by 3, then divided by 2, that equals 4 divided by 2, which equals 2, but 12 divided by 3 divided by 2 equals 12 divided by 1.5, and that equals 8. So again, you can't, it's not associative, it's not commutative. Now, another property for division. If you have a division problem, so if you have A plus B over C, you can split that up and say it's A over C plus B over C. You can only do that with the top ones. You can't split it up if it's that like that in the denominator. Only for the top in the numerator. Or, likewise, if you have A minus B over C, you can say A over C minus B over C. So that can become helpful in things like this next example. So I'm going to rewrite it as 52A over 2 plus 48B over 2. And now I can simplify that, because 52 divided by 2 is 26, and it's going to be 26A. Then plus 48 divided by 2 is 24, and then we have that B. So, okay, there we go. There we go. So that is very helpful, and there you have it.